Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Hello, my name is Nora, aka Iman of Islam, and I'm an international student studying international business at Leeds Business School, which is part of the Leeds Beckett University. And this is my interpretation of the marketing myth. Please enjoy.
In this video, I'll be talking about my assessment of marketing organizations and their orientations. The challenges contrasting marketing myth with reality. My ability to reflect on lessons learned. And finally, a discussion of my experience and what I've learned during filming this vlog. What is marketing? Well, if you really think about it, marketing is everything. Would we really be able to sell our products and services if it wasn't for marketing? I don't think so. According to the CIM, marketing is the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customers' requirements profitably. A business that puts its customers' wants and needs in the heart of everything is known to be market-orientated. How? Well, by taking surveys and researches and feedbacks from their customers. A good example would be Amazon. We've all used Amazon at some points in our lives, whether to buy clothes, shoes, or Korean sheet masks, or anything. A week or two after you buy something from Amazon, they email you asking for your feedback, asking you to review the product, whether you liked it or not, which proves that they're market-oriented. They want to know if you like it or not. They want to know what you like. Amazon actually stands at the top of 100 globally known companies for their best customer service. Number 1. A satisfied customer is a loyal customer. Well, why don't we start by identifying what loyalty and satisfaction is. Loyalty is when you're loyal to something, when you go purchase a product from a certain store and you always go back to that same certain store and purchase other things, or the same thing. However, satisfaction is when you go into a store, you buy something and you're satisfied with it, but we don't know if you're going to come back and purchase that again, or come back at all. Now, I'll give you examples of both. For example, I believe that I am satisfied with Tesco's, because I shop there all the time and I prefer it. It's cleaner, it's lighter, and they have all the products that I need and that I want to purchase. So I always prefer Tesco's. However, I have a Sainsbury's that is closer to where I live, and that is where I always do my weekly shopping. So even though I am fully satisfied with Tesco's, I still shop at Sainsbury's, so I'm not loyal. The other example is Apple. I have an iPhone, and I've had an iPhone for a very long time, and I love iPhones. I'm used to them. So I'm loyal to Apple because I know that I'm always going to have an iPhone. I'm always going to go back and purchase a new iPhone. However, that does not mean that I'm satisfied with it. Because there are so many things that I hate about my phone. But just because I am loyal, I go and purchase the brand, whether I'm satisfied or not. Number 2, a strong brand can sustain higher prices. Well, not necessarily, and I'll tell you why. If we compare both brands, both very strong and known brands, Primark and Louis Vuitton as an example, if I purchase a bag from Primark, the bag's going to be cheap, it's not going to last me long, and the material is not going to be that good. However, if I purchase a bag from Louis Vuitton, it is going to be expensive. But with the bag, I buy the brand name. With the bag, I have free services. Like if my bag is ever damaged, Let's say if one of the zippers stopped working right, I can go to any Louis store and they'll fix that for me. Therefore, these two examples prove that just because they're both strong, one can sustain higher prices and one can't sustain higher prices. Number 3. A strong brand is invincible. Or is it really? There are two arguments to this, for and against. Consumers who are against this would say, of course not, because markets change all the time. Nothing stays the same forever. We as consumers change our taste, our style, so nothing's gonna last forever. Nokia, for example. Not long ago, it was the world's dominant and pace-setting mobile phone. What happened to Nokia is no secret. Apple and Android crushed it. However, consumers who agree with that, and I'm one of them, do believe that strong brands are invincible. A good example is one of the world's most valuable and recognizable brands, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola owns almost all the fizzy drinks that we like. Sprite, Fanta, vitamin water. You might argue and say no, because the market's always fluctuating. Well, guess what? One of the reasons to why it's invincible is because people will always be willing to buy the shares no matter the price, because they know that because it's Coca-Cola, it's going to get higher and higher. There you go. Last but not least, number 4, advertisements always affect sales. We live in such an innovative world. Back in the days, the only ways we were able to advertise was through TV, magazines, and billboards. We didn't have as many options as we do today. Today, adverts pop in on your web browsers, when you're watching a video on YouTube, on buses as they drive by, social media, which has the biggest impact on our lives. Movies. Movies have a huge impact on what we purchase as well. If you say Aston Martin, what comes into my mind is none other than James Bond. Aston Martin and James Bond is a combination which has left a remarkable mark on popular culture. On the other hand, we have brands that are not affected by adverts at all, such as Hermes. Hermes is a very known high-end brand for their extreme prices, but also for their luxury quality. In my opinion, adverts do affect sales, but only to a certain extent, as I have mentioned in the examples I've given you before.
The end! Well, I had so much fun filming this video. It was such an amazing experience. I've learned so much throughout this experience, from how to come up with creative ideas to filming it and editing it. The editing was the best part. Throughout this video, what I've also learned was how to really think about things. I realized that there are actually two sides to everything. I really loved analyzing the myths, because just sitting there, thinking really hard about them, you just come up with so many ideas. And what I loved even more is applying real-life examples to all of that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoy it. Bye!